Let's start by button layout. Exact same button layout as the standard edition fight stick. You have the 4-4 layout, or the 8-button layout. You could play Japanese style with just the white buttons, or you could play straight American style. I even found this to be good on Blaze Blue, where I just play with these buttons. I haven't played Tekken in a long time, so forgive me if I don't remember the button configuration of that game. But it's the exact same as the standard, having A, B, right trigger, left trigger, X, Y, right bumper, left bumper. These are Sanwa parts, and you could definitely feel the difference between the buttons from the standard edition and the tournament edition stick. It feels less clicky, super responsive, and the push buttons are just really nice. The joystick, while it looks similar to the standard edition fight stick, this is actually the Sanwa JOLF joystick. One note is that it has a shaft cover. It's black, and this one has no shaft cover. It's just the naked silver pole. The shaft cover I find to be very comfortable to use when holding the actual joystick. It adds for more dimension, I suppose, when you're playing with it. Any move or execution that I do on this stick has always went through flawlessly. Every time I wanted to do a super, it's done it. Every time I wanted to do a fireball, it's done it. Dragon punch. No complaints about any of the components of this. When they designed this stick in particular, since the United States hasn't been flourished with arcades like Japan does, what they wanted to do with this stick was pretty much, hey, if you really want to play Street Fighter 4 the way it was meant to be played, just buy this stick. Because pretty much what this is the Street Fighter 4 arcade stick, or the arcade cabinet from Japan. All the same components on the inside: buttons, joystick, PCB, wires. Everything that you're going to find in the Japanese cabinet is essentially right here in your lap. The aesthetics are even similar to the arcade cabinet, with the white bezel and the black and red font, the black and red color scheme. Same absurd headphone jack. I don't like that at all, but same controller HUD up here. You have your full set of turbos, your left stick, D-pad, right stick, toggle, lock and unlock, and your Xbox 360 guide button. Stick is significantly bigger than the standard edition stick. I find this to be a positive. The stick is it feels like it's a sturdy construction. Also, in the back we have the start and select, which are even sound wall buttons. I thought that was pretty cool that they included that. Also, you must be wondering, oh my goodness, where in the world? I thought this thing was a wired controller. It is a wired controller, but a nice little thing that's included with this is the inclusion of a cable storage compartment. I thought that was very nice of Mad Catz to include, especially for $150 for this arcade stick. And there you have it, the wire. You store it in there. The wire is pretty long. I'm not going to unwind it just because it's a pain to do it with one hand while I'm holding the camera. But yeah, you could take the cord in and out. Very handy. I like it a lot. That's basically it for this stick. Packaging is right there. And yeah, the only dislike I have about this is the headphone jack. Other than that, this would have been the perfect arcade stick. And last but not least, the fifth arcade stick that I have in my collection is another tournament edition stick, but I changed out the artwork on this and I painted the bezel. I tried going to srk.com, I saw your message, and I was like, you know what, I'll go ahead and make a video and I'll show you the stick as opposed to just pictures, because this thing is just like, oh my goodness. This is my baby. I actually had this stick before I got this one. This one is actually my latest stick. I bought this one, I actually had to call a friend of mine that lived in Pennsylvania. I was calling all over the place, just desperately trying to find this tournament edition fight stick. And it got to the point where people that pre-ordered the stick ended up not getting theirs in some cases because Mad Catz initially had these sticks on a limited run of like, I think it was like 5,000 or something, and they didn't tell GameStop or any of the game retailers that, so they had no way of knowing how many pre-orders they could take. So that was the case with some people where their pre-orders were not met. I was one of those people, and but fortunately I had a friend that lived in Pennsylvania, and I had called a game store up there and they said they had one, and I freaked out over the phone and I was like, oh my gosh, can you please hold it for me? Called up my friend, asked her very politely, and she was like, you know what, I'll do this favor. So she went out to the game store, purchased the tournament stick, shipped it to me, and then I shipped her the actual money. So that was very nice of her. Thanks again. Anyways, yeah, this is the exact same stick. Nothing is very different other than just the artwork and the bezel. I want to eventually replace the buttons, even though they're Sanwa buttons. I would like to, one day, I want to replace these with different colored buttons and a different ball top. Probably move these components into my standard edition fight stick, but yeah, that's there we have Sakura, and you can see Dan over here. Got an upskirt shot. Yeah, there's Dan again. There's another Dan. I forget her name, but I remember her from the Alpha series, and of course we have the dust cover over Zangief's head. Anyways, I hope this helps Ryu. If you have any other questions, I would be more than happy to help you out. Hope you enjoyed this video. I will probably see you on Xbox Live, I'm sure tonight or some other time, and we're probably going to duke it out. Alrighty. You have a nice day.